Hey guys, so today I thought that I would sit down and give you my updated thoughts on the Tati Beauty Blendiful products. It's been about a month since I first tried them, so I thought that I would let you guys know what I think after using them for about a month. So if you're curious to hear my updated thoughts and hear if they've changed, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first time that I used the Blendiful products, which look like this, I wasn't a big fan of them for foundation and concealer. I liked how they applied the bronzer and the blush. And I used this little guy for highlight, which was fine, but I kind of felt like it was a waste to have a second product for just that. I did post in my original video that this little guy was shedding like crazy. There was just brown fur coming off of it like crazy. So that's the first thing that I want to address. So this little baby Blendiful was shedding, and I took a video and I took photos and I contacted the Tati Beauty customer service, and they asked me to send pictures, and I did, and they immediately sent out a replacement. So this is actually a brand new Blendiful set, which is kind of nice. So I have a backup if I end up liking this and wanting to use it more. So I did appreciate how quick their customer service was at replacing the one that was kind of defective. Like it was just shedding like crazy, like more so than I thought that it should. So I really liked that about it. Now, let me talk about my updated thoughts on these products. Since I first tried the little baby Blendiful, I've actually been using this almost exclusively for powder. So I love using the little heart to set the under eyes. I have been using this and my Milk Makeup loose powder pretty much all month, and I've really been liking the effect. Using this and kind of packing the powder on has actually made my makeup last longer, and I think that this is a really effective little puff. Now, granted, do other brands make little puffs like this for powder? They do. I mean, I like that it has a little ribbon for your fingers. I like the pointed edge instead of the rounded edge. It makes it easier to get into like corners, cracks, etc., creases. So I like this for powder pretty much exclusively. I don't use this for highlight anymore. I don't use this for any cream products. It's pretty much just a powder puff, and on rare occasion I might use it for like blush, but not often. This is pretty much just exclusively a powder puff for me, but I do like it. Okay, now let's talk about the big Blendiful. As you can see, I've been using it quite a lot. I've pretty much been doing my foundation and concealer with one end, my bronzer with one corner, and my blush with the other. I don't even dip into highlight with this. I just generally will skip highlight, or I will use a big fluffy brush for like an all over glow powder. I haven't really been into like intense highlighting lately. So this has been working okay. There are some formulas that work better than others. I really like the way that it works with the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, which is what I'm wearing today. But I feel like it didn't work as well for like more BB creams, more wet products. Also, if this is even slightly damp, because one time, we'll talk about washing later. But I would say that this works better on thicker consistency, more fuller coverage products than on runnier, more tinted moisturizer BB cream products. I just don't feel like they work as well. But for something like this, or for my Stila Hide and Chic, which I also love, or what's the other one I've been using? Or the Wet n Wild Dewy one. I've been using it pretty much with these three consistently, and I've been enjoying the end result. Does it get streaky at times? On occasion, I will get like stroke marks around this area, but I find that just by kind of like patting and rolling, it kind of smooths them out and there's no more streaks, no more marks, no more variations. So I feel like it has been working pretty well for foundation. For concealer, for me, I think I like the added hydration of a beauty sponge under the eyes because that's an area that's very dry for me. So I would say I prefer this for foundation. It's okay for concealer, but I still prefer a damp sponge for the under eye area. Moving on to bronzer, I've been using this with the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. I've been using it with the Revolution Baked Bronzer. I've been using it with the GG Gorgeous Bronzer, which I haven't loved as much lately, but it works fine. You just have to be careful not to apply too much. Like I tend to go a little bit more heavy-handed with this one than I do with a brush, so just keep that in mind. My hairline has been a little darker than normal because this just picks up a lot of product and dispenses a lot of product to the face. You just have to be careful with it, but I really, really like this for the nose contour because just by pinching it, I kind of get like a straight edge. So I don't have like a wonky nose contour line. It's nice and straight, and I don't have to worry about getting it onto like the tip of my nose. It just kind of goes right down the sides and under the lip line. It's great. So I also like this for cream and powder bronzer. And then for blush, it's fine. I wouldn't say that it's like any better than a brush, but it's just convenient to have it all in one. So I have my foundation and concealer, my cream and powder bronzer contour, and then my blush, and then I'm pretty much done with this side. And then the other side I've been using after I use a setting spray to kind of press everything in, which is what I did today. I sprayed a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, and I took my clean side, just kind of pressed everything in. Since there was no product on this, it didn't disturb any of my makeup. So after using this for a month, I have to say that I am a fan. I haven't had to wet and wash my beauty sponges in a couple of weeks. I've been cleaning this every couple of days, which is what I would do with my brushes anyway. I like that it's two-sided. I haven't noticed myself getting as messy as I did initially because I am not being as aggressive with the pinching. I'm more just kind of taking it and kind of going like this, so I'm not pinching as much. I'm not getting makeup all over my fingers, so that hasn't been so much of an issue as it was when I initially tried the Blendiful. So I would say that I've been liking it more than I did initially after using it for 3 to 4 weeks. So now let's talk about washing. The first time that I washed this, the foundation did not come off. The color stayed on. I used bar soap and hot water. I did not put this in the wash machine because I tend to forget things in the wash, and so I didn't want to do that to this. So there are some foundations that will stain the fabric. That's what I found. The only way to remove the stain from the Blendiful is to get a bar of soap and really dig in there and scrub, and that will remove all of the product from it. But you have to be careful because underneath these bristles is a layer of like a smooth fabric, and it soaks in there too. So you really want to make sure that you press the soap or the cleaning agent into all layers of this to get it out. And Tati recommended in one of her videos not to wring it dry, like not to wring it, just to like squeeze and pat. So that's what I've been trying to do, and I haven't had any issues with ripping or tearing. So cleaning has been fine. The only problem I have is that it does stay damp for, I would say, about 24 hours. So if I wash it one day, it will not be ready for me the next day. Especially this one. This one takes a little bit longer to dry than the larger one. It must be the different fabric, the different foam. It does feel a bit denser than the larger one. So with that being said, I did wash it one afternoon and then I went to go use it the next morning. It was just a little bit damp, and I found that it soaked up all of my foundation. It didn't leave any coverage on my face at all. So don't use this damp or wet. I don't think that you're gonna like the end result unless you like super, super sheer foundation. For me, I was not happy with that. So it does take a bit to dry. Yes, you can use a hair dryer, but I'm not going to do that. I let things air dry. But I just wanted to let you know if you do use this damp, it is not as effective. So I think I've addressed all of the issues I had with the initial application of this. This one was shedding. This one was streaking. I was getting messy fingers by using them. So I've addressed all of those concerns, and I do have to say that after all of that, I have been using this fairly often, and I do think that I will continue to use it. I surprised myself with this final decision, but sometimes you try things one time and you don't like it, and you give it a couple more tries and you change your mind. So that is what happened with me and Tati's Blendiful. So I do have to say that I've been converted. I am a believer now. I don't think that it will replace my sponge for the under eye area, but it is very convenient to get 3 to 4 products out of one and to have this little puff for powdering. So I like these. I don't think that I will stop using sponges completely, but I do think it's nice if you have somewhere to be, you need to do your makeup quickly, or you need to pack a bag and you just want one thing that can do everything. I think this does the trick. So hope you guys enjoyed hearing my updated thoughts on Tati Beauty's newest product. If you did enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.